Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. If I can have your attention, I'm Bill Trigg, CEO of Make-A-Wish Northeast New York, and I am honored to introduce our MC tonight to help kick off our North Country portion of our 27th annual Adopt a Wish holiday campaign, Mr. Tom Halleck from Mountain Lake PBS.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you, everyone, for coming tonight. I am Tom Halleck from Mountain Lake PBS, and welcome to the official North Country kickoff of Make-A-Wish Northeast New York's 27th annual Adopt a Wish campaign. We are excited to have you join us as we begin this wonderful campaign to raise both awareness and money to make more wishes come true for children with critical illnesses throughout the 518 and 838 area codes. We are especially honored to welcome our two local Wish ambassadors of the 2019 campaign and their families, who you will meet in just a few short moments. For those of you who may be unfamiliar with the Make-A-Wish Foundation, the Northeast New York chapter is part of the largest wish-granting children's charity in the world. In its 32 years, the chapter has granted more than 1,900 wishes to children with critical illnesses throughout our region, including right here in the Plattsburgh area and throughout the North Country. We are here today to celebrate this year's campaign and the 80+ children who are currently in the process of having their wishes granted in the coming months. The Paper Star ornaments sold in the North Country during our 2019 campaign feature just two of the local wishes granted during the past year. These two Wish ambassadors are participating in this year's campaign to pay it forward for more children and teens who, like them, will have a wish granted as an important part of their medical treatment. The mission of Make-A-Wish is simple. Together, we grant life-changing wishes for children with critical illnesses. To fulfill the mission of this great organization, a true collaboration with the community is vital. And I'd like to invite Make-A-Wish CEO Bill Trigg back up now to join me at the podium as we proudly acknowledge just a few of those who have become essential partners in this collaboration. Bill, thank you very much. We would like to start by recognizing the presenting sponsor of the 2019 campaign, Trustco Bank. The chapter is grateful for Trustco's continued generous support and honored to have the bank's multi-year commitment to the Adopt a Wish holiday campaign and to the mission of Make-A-Wish. We are also very excited to welcome and recognize two additional sponsors of the campaign. First, we are honored to have the return of the New York State Correctional Officers Police Benevolent Association, NYSCOBA, for their second year as a Wish Champion sponsor. And we'd like to invite Regional Vice President for the North Region, John Roberts, to the podium now for a few remarks. John, welcome.
On behalf of NYSCOBA and its 31,000 current members and retirees, once again proud to support Make-A-Wish in their annual Adopt a Wish campaign. Our members are committed to helping organizations and give back to the local communities, and no one does it better than Make-A-Wish. It's also important that the money raised also stays locally here in the North Country. Helping children with life-changing illnesses achieve their wishes, providing support to their families is extremely important to our members, and we are proud to once again to be sponsors for this campaign. On behalf of NYSCOBA, I would like to wish Bill Trigg and his Make-A-Wish staff the best for the 2019 campaign and encourage all North Country residents to help support. Thank you.
John, I'm going to have you stay up here for a moment. John, on behalf of all of us at Make-A-Wish Northeast New York, first of all, we want to thank you for the long-standing partnership that we've had with NYSCOBA, not only for our Northeast New York chapter, but across all the chapters in New York State. But particularly, we are grateful for the partnership that we've had now with NYSCOBA last year and this year, returning as our Wish Champion sponsor for the 2019 campaign. And I want to present you this presentation piece to thank you for your support, which features Alyssa and Sammy, and let you know how grateful we are for helping us to be able to continue to grant magical wishes for all of our Wish kids here in the North Country.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, John. Next, Make-A-Wish Northeast New York is excited to welcome Glens Falls National Bank as a new sponsor, specifically in support of the campaign here in the North Country. We'd like to invite John Van Natten, Vice President, Regional Business Development Officer, now up to the podium for a few remarks on behalf of Glens Falls National Bank. Welcome, John.
Thank you. I've been in the banking business 33 years, and I can't believe how small the ATMs are getting. Thank you, Tom. And this community truly appreciates the efforts of Mountain Lake PBS to tell the stories that really affect our community. Thank you. It's truly an honor for me to stand here on behalf of Glens Falls National Bank and the Arrow Bank family of companies. The Make-A-Wish team of Northeastern New York, and specifically the North Country, does amazing work and truly changes lives by providing a dream when a child needs it the most. When we were asked to be a sponsor this year for this event and this campaign, it took us no time at all to say a resounding yes. For 168 years, Glens Falls National Bank has been supporting the communities that we serve by giving back to great organizations like the Make-A-Wish Foundation. It is also an honor to stand with the members of NYSCOBA as we all make this campaign a huge success. Thank you.
So John, thank you. Again, on behalf of all of us at Make-A-Wish Northeast New York, we are immensely proud to now include you and Glens Falls National Bank as a sponsor of the North Country portion of our holiday campaign. This means a great deal to us to have this partnership with you to ensure that we can continue to grant great wishes like Alyssa's and Sammy's here, for years to come. So thank you for that, and we look forward to a long partnership with you.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Thank you, John. And finally, thank you to our partners here at Champlain Centre, represented by Marketing Assistant Emily Moosman, for making this evening very special for the Wish ambassadors and their families, and for supporting Make-A-Wish Northeast New York throughout the holiday season. Emily, if you'd like to come on up, Bill has a few words for you.
Champlain Centre would really like to thank for being such great partners with Make-A-Wish every year. It's our pleasure to be able to make these kids' dreams come true.
Thank you. So I just want to say thank you to all of you, everybody at Champlain Centre Mall. So Champlain Centre Mall has been the focal point for our North Country campaign here for probably at least 25 of the 27 years that we've been doing the campaign here. And I will admit to you that we have been remiss in recognizing the mall for helping to make sure that the campaign is a great success up here. But now I'm pleased to present to you and ask you to please present to the mall leadership and to everybody here at the mall this token of our appreciation for the continued partnership and for hosting this event tonight and allowing us to have our booth here at the mall and helping us to make sure that we can have a great successful campaign here in the North Country. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Emily. At this time, I'm excited to start a few short interviews and introduce all of you to our two local Wish ambassadors, Alyssa and Sammy. Please give them a warm welcome if you would. Bill, though, I'd actually like to start with you. If I could bring you back up, I'm going to ask you questions about the 2019 campaign, if that's okay. If you could tell us, what is the significance of the campaign to the Northeast New York chapter?
Sure. So first of all, the Adopt a Wish Holiday Campaign is our single most important fundraising campaign of the year, as well as our single most important campaign to raise public awareness about our mission. So it's not just about raising money to help us to continue to grant more wishes. Particularly by the way, this campaign will help to raise enough money to grant 20 of what will hopefully be 100 wishes that we're going to grant between now and the end of next summer. But more importantly, to help raise awareness about our mission so that we can ensure that we are able to grant the wish of every child within our chapter region. So we need the community to know that if you know a child or teenager with a life-threatening medical condition or critical illness, please encourage them to refer to us so that we can ensure that we can make their wish happen. The second thing is that the funds that are raised here, because of the way this campaign is set up, 100% of the funds raised from this campaign will go to grant wishes for local kids. This is one of the hallmarks of Make-A-Wish, is that the money stays local to help local children. And that also helps to ensure that we are able to grant the wish of every eligible child.
This is a sensitive mic, isn't it? Now, this is the second year you've done a kickoff here in the North Country. Why do you feel it's important to return again this year and have another campaign kickoff right here?
Absolutely. So as I kind of indicated earlier, talking about recognition for Champlain Centre Mall, I will admit that we've been remiss in not really paying more attention to the North Country here as integral to what we do to fulfill the mission here across this part of our chapter. We feel strongly that the northern section of our chapter here, namely Clinton and Essex and Franklin counties, the contributions that they make to this campaign are critical to ensuring that we're going to be able to fulfill our mission up here. So from Plattsburgh to Lake Placid, from Glens Falls to Malone, our volunteers continue to distinguish themselves for their enthusiasm, their dedication, and their generation of time and talent. And I want to point out 3 of our volunteers that are here tonight that have been significant. I call them our ladies of the North here. These women have been our longtime wish-granting volunteers and fundraising volunteers up here in the North Country. Diane Duquette Burrow, Loretta Capiello, and Renee, I forgot your last name. Thank you. Okay. So, in any case, Renee, Loretta, and Diane, I mean, they're part of the bedrock here. We also have, where's Diane? Diane Roberts, and we have Kismet McCormick here from the Malone area over in Franklin County, also longtime wish granters. So, I mean, these are five of our core wish granters up here that make the magic happen and to help really, help fulfill the mission up here in the North Country. So thank you for being here and thank you for being part of this. Secondly, Champlain Centre Mall has more volunteer shifts than any other of the other malls that are involved in the campaign, and those include Aviation, Wilton Mall down in Saratoga, and then Colony Center and Crossgates Mall in Albany. And for the past 2 years, the mall here has been running with 100% of the available shifts being filled. And last year, this mall raised more than $11,000 of the $235,000 that was raised from last year's campaign. So again, kudos to our volunteers and to the mall for last year's success. And thirdly, and probably most importantly, Tom, is that it's important for us to be here to highlight our wish ambassadors for the campaign because they're the reason that we do what we do. And I can't think of 2 young people that I'm more proud to have featured in the campaign this year for their wishes and for who they are, and to thank them and their families for being here and to share them, with us to be part of the campaign. Thank you for being here, Alyssa and Sammy, and I know we're going to talk with you in a few minutes here, but these young people are the reason that we do this campaign. These are our inspiration to be able to, that help us, inspire us to work harder and better to be able to make sure that we reach every eligible child and make sure that we grant them the best possible, most magical wish that we can. So between that, our team and also the volunteers out in the field, we promise that we are going to make sure that these kids have the best possible wish that they can. So those are the reasons why we're here.
Fantastic. Thank you, Bill. And one last quick question, and then we'll get on to our ambassadors. What are the keys to the success of this campaign?
Well, one of the keys to our success is the support from the media, like Mountain Lake PBS. So we thank you. We thank the TV station, the newspaper, Press Republican, for being here to, help us to get the word out about the campaign and to encourage people to get involved and to be part of the inspiration that's going to help us to grant more wishes. We're also grateful for the coverage that we received from many other media outlets. And then this campaign, and in fact Make-A-Wish as an organization, would not be possible without the support and the dedication of the hundreds of volunteers that help us throughout the campaign. Not only our wish granting volunteers like Loretta and Renee and Diane and Kismet and Diane, but also we have a lot of other volunteers that are just our fundraising volunteers that man the booths here. So those people are really instrumental to the success of the campaign as well.
Great, thank you very much, and yes, kudos and thanks to my colleagues in the media, Mike Hoey from Local 22 and 44. Thank you for being here as well. All right, now let's meet our ambassadors. We'll start with Alyssa. Hi. Tell us where you're from. We know you're Alyssa. How old are you and where are you from?
I'm 17 years old and I'm from Lewis.
And what was your wish?
I donated $8,000 to the Third Age Adult Day Center to redo their garden.
And what was the best part of your wish?
All of it. It definitely changed the lives of the participants. They got to experience things that they've not been able to experience. I think probably the best part of it all was just seeing how happy they were.
And what did it mean to you?
To me, it's kind of important. I have a lot of family involvement in it with my great-grandmother and my aunt. So it kind of has a big spot in my heart.
It was a wonderful thing to do. Thank you very much, Alyssa. Sammy, you're up. You ready? All right, buddy. Now, how old are you, Sammy?
5.
And where do you live? Rushton? And what was your wish? Do you remember your wish?
See Lightning McQueen.
It was what?
See Lightning McQueen.
Seeing Lightning McQueen at Disneyland in California. Wow, when did you go there? A few months ago? In the spring. What was the best part of your wish going to Disneyland? Lightning McQueen, was that pretty cool? And did it mean a lot to you? It did. You had a fun time though, didn't you? Was that pretty cool, getting to meet them? You had a blast?
Yeah.
You had a good time. Excellent. Thank you, Sammy. Thank you, Alyssa. We appreciate it. We know he had a good time. We heard back that he did. So, excellent. So, Bill, we've met the ambassadors. We're kicking off the campaign. We'll turn the mic back over to you for some closing remarks.
Thank you, Tom. So, once again, I want to say again on behalf of our Board of Trustees and my amazing team and our volunteers, thank you for being here to help us kick off this North Country portion of the campaign. We are very excited and optimistic about our ability to be able to raise more than $230,000 over the course of the next few weeks to be able to grant at least 20 to 25 wishes in the first half of 2020 from this campaign. By the way, I also want to thank our wish ambassadors and their families for coming out here, as well as to our staff who traveled up from Albany to be here for this, because it's that important to us. And I also want to recognize the parents of wish teen Tyler Sweet. Mr. and Mrs. Sweet, if you could just raise your hands. So Tyler just had his wish granted back in late September to meet the Pittsburgh Steelers out in Pittsburgh, and also to sit in the announcer's booth and help announce part of the game that day. So that was a first for us as far as that. And in talking with Mrs. Sweet, I learned that, which I'm not surprised, that the Pittsburgh Steelers, gave Tyler a great, awesome experience. As I mentioned to you, You know, all of the professional sports teams really do a great job being celebrity wish granters, but the Pittsburgh Steelers, we've done a few of those wishes with Pittsburgh Steelers. They really get it, and so I'm glad that his experience was as awesome as we had hoped it would be. Before I declare the Adopt a Wish holiday campaign officially underway for here in the North Country, I would like to have the privilege of being the first to make a donation to the North Country portion of the campaign using our great dip jar technology. So if you'll just bear with me for just a minute here. And if I can have a drum roll, please. It is officially underway, ladies and gentlemen. So please, thank you for being here. Please be sure to see our booth down at the other end of the corridor here. And we look forward to telling you lots of great stories here through the local media over the course of the next 6 weeks about how the campaign's doing. Tom, thank you again for the great support from Mountain Lake PBS. And to our sponsors, thank you, John, Glens Falls National Bank, John from Myscoba. We're proud to have you here. And again, to my team, thank you for all your great work to pull this off, especially to Kirsten, who manages the campaign. So please have a great holiday season. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you, and we will see you again soon.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you, everyone.